The topic is, as you know, writing processes. And we all know that, well, at least by now we have seen 9 presentations about 9 different writing processes. And that's a very important fact to talk about, because everybody of us has his own writing process. And that was, well, like, problem with my team, because we can choose just only thing. So we work together to make what we do the same in our writing processes. So this is like a summary of our 3 writing processes. The first thing that we have in common was rewriting, or thinking what are we going to write. The second one is drafting. The third one, revising, then proofreading, and then publishing. We 3 are bloggers, so we most of the time publicate what we wrote about.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, probably we will. Well, go on. I'll ask you the question, Dave.
Sure. Well, the first step we do is pre-writing, as many of you already mentioned before. This is about thinking of the ideas, putting them into paper. Like, there's so many techniques you can use to bring all those ideas. And for example, the very summary you can do listing, free writing. We have an example of what we mostly do.
Oh, great.
This as an example we did. Well, it's mine that we did in high school. And we were asked to write about high school life, and like you just start writing all the ideas that come to your mind. In this step, it's always the research, so you can do background research and to give you more ideas. The next step is drafting. This is where you start putting all those ideas into real stuff. You start writing like structured paragraphs and obviously sentences. It doesn't matter if they're not perfect, because you're going to revise them while you're doing this, and show to help you. You can show others your work, so they can give you their opinions, and you can
Feedback,
have other
feedback.
feedback. Yeah. And an example of this, well, in high school, from last semester, we were given like this outline and matrix format, and which helps us develop different things. Like, for example, the topic, there's a specific purpose, and then the thesis statement, and the body. You can use different transition words to help you out developing this. And
For what class was that?
English. And this is the matrix, which is kind of the same thing. And here it's like more specific. You use supporting ideas in each of your paragraphs. You can give examples to make it better, improving it. And it's the same thing. You can, for the introduction, there's a attention getter, the thesis statement, and at the end, there's a conclusion which summarizes all your points, everything you've talked about, and the closer remark or closing sentence, which you should have at the end of every paragraph you write.
So the third step would be drafting, no, revising, which is about making it better. Now we're gonna take in count the suggestions someone made us. As she said, sometimes we ask for suggestions, opinions, and everything, so maybe we'll take it in count, make some arrangements or something, and we're gonna write it again, like complete, so we can maybe add parts, take out some, and as we said, we start like writing sentence by sentences, or as our ideas come to our head, so sometimes we don't realize we're repeating a lot of words. So when we read it completely, we'll realize and maybe replace them or delete them or something. And something that I like a lot is to read it aloud, so I can hear how it sounds complete, if the words like sound good together and the whole text. So the next step will be the proofreading. Now we're gonna make it correct. So now we're sure all sentences are complete. We're gonna check the grammar, spelling, punctuation. And it is important because sometimes it happens to me a lot that when I read it, I sometimes don't understand what I wanted to say. And it's because it's missing a comma, or I had to separate the sentences with a period or something. And the spelling, it happens a lot in the computer when we're typing, that we type the wrong letter or we miss a letter. So it's important to check the spelling and maybe change words that were wrong and stuff. So I really like to ask someone to check my work. It would be like an objective opinion of the work because we wrote it, so we think it's like fine that way. So we ask for a final opinion, and the last step would be recopy it. Recopy it if we're making it on paper, because maybe we add words, scratch or something. If we're doing it on a computer, it's easier because we just delete and nothing happens. But if we're doing it on paper, it's very important to recopy it neatly.
And then the final step, the step 5, is publishing our work, share the finished product. This can be, well, in some very different ways. The first one is reading it along to a group, like if you are talking about a speech or something like that, you can read it to a group to get a feedback from other ones. Then, other step you can use is create a book of your work. This might not be your best option because you need a lot of work, but if you are a professional writer, or if you want to be, this could be useful. Other one is send a copy to a friend or a relative. This is also for a feedback. Other one is put your work on a display. Well, this is more like publishing it in a blackboard, making it public. And the last one is illustrate, perform, or schedule creation to music. This is a weird thing, don't worry, we'll explain it. Other thing that we can see that we have in common is that we, as I said, we are bloggers and we publicate everything that we write, and that helps a lot because you get the feedback from people that you don't know, and you get to know if you are working correctly, if you are missing commas, if you are using standard or non-standard English, if you don't know it. And that would be it.
Well, regarding this last step for publishing, we mostly do essays here during school, so publishing can be giving it to your teacher so he can correct it or revise it. Mostly. Okay. That's it.